What is the difference between myself and a Democrat? I've been getting engaged with local politics where I live, speaking at city council meetings. I've been engaging with my mayor. He's not a happy guy. He's not happy with me at all because I'm very, very aggressive and I don't play games, right? I don't play games, and he don't like that, but you can get it. But back to the question of the hour. What is the difference between myself and a Democrat? The way I operate versus the way Democrats operate. First of all, because we got simpletons everywhere. So the simpletons will come and watch this video and say, well, Democrats are not a monolith, right? We don't all think the same way. We're different people with different opinions and different ideas. We get that. I'm talking about overall, just in general. What is the common theme with, I don't know if I would say necessarily people who vote Democrat versus the people who are Democrats who are also politically engaged. So people watching politics online and engaging in political conversations online. So not people who are just, I'm an American, it's my duty to vote, I got to choose a party, so I choose Democrats. I don't know. I'm not 100% of those folks, but for the people who are more politically engaged, a major difference that I've seen is Democrats seem to be all about excuses. The party is definitely all about excuses, and their biggest supporters seem to buy into this nonsense, right? So they enable the crumbs that we get from the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party pretends like they don't have any power, pretends like, this is the best we could do, right? And then you have these enablers who are the apologists, who are the Democrats I'm referring to, the voters, and they just go and they try to, explain to other people that you don't know how this works, sounding almost exactly like the party, right? You can't get exactly what you want to do. You can't expect them to do every single thing, right? Got to be reasonable. Straw man. I've never heard anyone who suggests that the Democrats should do every single thing. Now, let's just put aside the ridiculous online media parasites who are doing anything for clicks and views. They are irrelevant to this discussion, right? They are not real. It's all about content for them. I'm not talking about those people. We're talking about just regular people who are politically activated or engaged who vote Democrat. They sound very much like the party, right? Full of excuses. They really buy into this idea that the Democrats really are doing their best and they can't do much better than they are. They are not fighters. These folks are weak. That is one of the biggest things that I know is for sure. They are weak. Republican voters, on the other hand, will take to the streets and fight and put their lives in danger for the most trivial thing that, they've gotten riled up by their thought leaders for. Meanwhile, the Democrats are just kind of like, best we could do, it's complicated. They are not fighters, right? They are excuse makers, and this is one of the big reasons why they fail when they do, right? Let me give you a specific example, because I could sit here and put all these words out. Like I say in your resume, when you put your resume out, you don't just say what you are, put these adjectives about yourself. You've got to demonstrate, because you use a word and apply it to yourself, but what does that mean to you, right? Your perception of what that word means is one thing, their perception might be another. So lay out examples of what you're talking about so that they can establish for themselves whether they agree or not. Let them put the adjectives on you, right? So here's an example. In a situation like my government here, where we have I think they call it a weak mayor, right? So this is a mayor who, his power on paper is one vote. He has a vote just like every single council member has a vote, right? One vote from the mayor, one vote from the council member. So he doesn't have the power, and he doesn't have veto power either. So he can't stop what the council votes for, and he can't support the thing they're voting for any more than any other council member, right? So the way Democrats think is that is the reality. That is a limitation, right? they have a very limited way of thinking. That's the way they think. That's it. He's the mayor. He's weak. He's only worth 1 vote. He can't veto. So there's not really much he can do, right? So when he doesn't do much, it's kind of like, well, that's how it is, right? And you try to tell them otherwise. Oh, you don't really understand how it works and this and that. It's more complicated. And he's trying his best. And no, I think he's really trying to do it. Bullshit. So let me contrast myself. If I am this so-called weak mayor myself with a supposed 1 vote, right? No veto power. That is not the way that I would see it, right? That is absolutely not the way that I would see it, which would allow me to get more results than this weak mayor. I don't reside in the world of can't, right? Nobody tell me what I can and cannot do. I'm not Superman. I can't just do anything. I do have limitations. However, to maximize what it is that I actually can do, I have to have a mentality that there is no can't, right? What that means is I try, right? You can sit there and put roadblocks in front of me, but I'm not going to simply accept the roadblocks, right? You put a roadblock in front of me. My thing is, okay, how can I destroy these roadblocks? How can I smash through these roadblocks, right? How can I build a bridge around these roadblocks? Is there another path? Do I need to even go down that path where the roadblocks are, right? Rather than like a Democrat gets into tunnel vision. We need to go forward. The roadblock is forward. So I guess we can't do anything, right? My thing is, I look at it from all the angles. That's the thing. Fighter, right? Not, oh, what we can't do. What can we do? What is the solution? I seek like a heat-seeking missile for my target, which is a solution, right? So instead of just focusing on, we got to go forward, something's in front of us so we can't go forward, I ask, do we need to go forward? Can we go to the left? Can we go to the right? Is this a situation where actually going back would actually be beneficial? What are the alternatives? What else can we do? What is this obstacle that is in our way? What is it made of? Is it something we can break down? Is it something we can go over? Is it something we can go under? Is it something we can completely obliterate and be able to move forward? That is my mentality. So when I look at myself, like if I were the mayor here, which I would never do, I'd never try to be a mayor here because the system is so broken that there's such a culture of weakness and just like, I'm just going to be fighting with everyone every day, and that's not conducive to getting things done. That's why I choose to stand with the people. My value is best standing with the people, right? We fight, we build a large voting block, and we push through, and we get it done, right? But if I were the mayor, I wouldn't see myself as just a weak mayor with 1 vote, right? This is the way that I would see myself. I would see myself in reality. The reality is this mayor has a lot of power. The mayor has the ability to set the agendas, right? So that means I have the ability and power to set the focus on what I want to set the focus on, what I think is the most important thing. That alone is a very powerful thing, setting the agendas. Number 2, I don't have just 1 vote, right? As a leader, which a mayor is supposed to be, I have the ability to influence multiple votes from the council, right? I have the ability to explain my position effectively such that I can move other council members to vote with me. So where we had 5 votes for something that I want, I can make it 6. I can make it 7. I can potentially make it enough that it passes, right? But the way a Democrat thinks, oh, I just have 1 vote, so you make your vote. You might even say a little speech, you know, during the meetings or something, and guys, this is why I think we should do this, and then leave it at that, and that's that, right? That's not how I operate, right? Again, always, I'm a heat-seeking missile for solutions. I look at all the members of the council, right? I identify who is for the thing that I want. I identify who is against the thing that I want. I think I would not only focus on those that are against, I would focus also on the ones who are for it, because I think there is valuable information that I can get from the ones who support it by talking to them. Why do you support it? I want to hear ideas from other people. I want to pick their brains. I know why I want it, but why do you want it? Right? Because by me engaging with all the people who are with me, I can learn other ways or perspectives to look at why this thing is a good thing. Things that I didn't think of. And I can borrow from that, right? And just listening to how they talk, I can get inspiration of different ideas in terms of how other people think. And I can use that and leverage that as power to influence the ones who are against it. So perhaps that's how I would start with. Talk to the ones who are for it and enable that for me to bolster my case. I have a lot of information to build a strong case for why this is the way to go. Then I go and engage with the people who are against it. first context before even engaging with them is I consider their perspective as an individual. As a mayor, I get to know the members of my council, get to know the personalities, get to kind of know how they think, so I have a good context for the discussion. Have meetings with other members of the council, individual meetings. That's the thing. A Democrat mayor probably wouldn't think to do that. It's a part-time job. You just engage at the council meetings and that's it. I'm not saying that's what the mayor does, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. No, I would set aside the time and sacrifice to meet with different members of the council, take them out to lunch, whatever it is, right? That's part of leadership, because me spending the time to meet with them, take them out to lunch, that's showing that I value their opinion, right? Here I am, the mayor, but I'm not looking like I'm high above you, whatever. I'm willing to spend my time and meet with you as if you are somebody important, because you are somebody important. Tell me why you are against this thing, right? Hear them out, be respectful, listen to them, be empathetic, right? Leadership, 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 leadership. Then you engage with your rebuttals, you try to explain your position, and you try to convert them to your side, right? If you have limitations in your ability to influence others, the way I think versus the way a Democrat thinks, I look to enhance these skills. Wherever I have weaknesses, I look to enhance them, not to look at them as a weakness, right? I don't feel I'm that good at influencing people and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. You know what? Take courses, read books, right? Enhance your skill in negotiation, right? So that you can more effectively do exactly the kind of things I'm talking about. And after you meet with all the people who are against it, right, you try to sway them to your side. You use different tactics. Part of the tactics you can utilize is to sort of use political leverage, right? Maybe there's another issue that they want, and you can tell them that you will support and push that thing that they want if they help you with this thing that's really important to you. This thing is really important to you. You really want their help. There's something else that is really important to them, right? If they're just voting because they disagree with the thing, but they're not really that passionate about it, right? Then I can make a deal. I will support you with the thing that you are passionate about if you let this thing go, right? Because you don't really care necessarily. You're not strongly one way or the other, so it's not that much for you to give up and say, okay, I'll vote with you. I'm not really for it, but I'll vote for you if you will help me out with this other thing. And there's so many other ways. Like, this is the way things work with business, with leadership, with government, with politics, right? Find a solution. You have Democrats with this weak mentality, with this limited mindset, and whenever they're in areas like where I am, where there's a lot of things that need to be done, complicated things, difficult things, the community needs a lot of drastic changes to happen. They're suffering. They're calling out for help. They cannot tolerate a weak government. They need fighters on the council. They need a mayor who will fight. They need a council who will fight. They need people in our government who will fight. But they're Democrats, and Democrats are not fighters, right? So we'll talk more about this in the future, but these are the general things when you talk about differences between, what I've recognized in terms of differences between myself and Democrats. This is the Debate Me channel, Debate Me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well.